Good morning. Welcome to a mid-February 2022 morning in Shanghai. We're just beyond the Chinese New Year festival, so we're back on the road. We're continuing with our Then and Now series from this book. And today we're looking at images from 1976 and 2004. So images separated by 28 years. And then of course from 2004 to today, which is 18 years by my calculation. Most of what you can see in the 1976 photograph, the black and white photograph, is sort of boats and traffic ships on this canal. The canal itself is unnamed, at least on the maps that we have access to, but it's close to a significant road and area called Shubo. So we're going to call this the Shubo Canal for now. What you can see in 1976 is the chimney stack of the coal power station that is across the Huangpu River, which is just beyond what you can now see in 2022, this flood control dam on the canal. Aside from that, and maybe just above my head perhaps and behind the trees, is one example of the docking crane, the unloading crane on the banks of the Huangpu. We'll move forwards or find another way to get an image of that to show you, but that you can see in both sets of images in 2004 and 1976. In the colour image of 2004, not a lot has changed actually. Most of the river traffic of the boats and barges have disappeared, but the essential kind of dockside infrastructure is still there. And obviously so is the power station, which is there today. What we cannot see from this point, which is a great shame, is the significant amount of change between 2004 and 2022. We'll try to show you that as we get a little bit closer, but just to tell you, there is an extensive and vibrant riverside park that's been installed since 2010, and opening bits and pieces between 2010 and 2022. And if we could swing the camera around, it's not going to be possible from here, but just to the right of the chimney tower, the power station chimney, are some of the world's tallest buildings. Now, it's worthwhile saying that the power station that you can see in both of the historical images is no longer a power station. It is the MOCA, or the Museum of Contemporary Arts. So it's completely empty, a bit like Battersea Power Station, except that they've actually made a use of it a bit more quickly. It's a wonderful place to visit, and we do have an episode on that, or will have, soon. So now we've flown the drone up to about 40 meters above what we're calling the Shubo Canal, and you can see the loading crane, the docking crane, that are pointed out behind the trees, which is painted now in orange and is a fixture, one of many like that, along the Huangpu and along the Riverside Park. And as we slowly move toward that, you can see in the central view the chimney stack of the power station. And in the haze are the three principal high towers of Pudong. The tall one, of course, is the Shanghai Tower at 632 meters. Beside that, and to the right of it, is the World Financial Center. And the pagoda-like building is the Jinmao Tower. And the bridge, which is just disappearing off to the left, is the Nanpu Daqiao, or Nanpu Large Bridge. Now we're turning around, looking at the power station, disappearing off to the right, and over the Huangpu River, looking upstream toward, just about see it in the haze, the Lupu Daqiao. And there's a Mercedes arena, it gives you some spatial context, and then back to the canal that we're currently standing at. The flood control dam is obviously new and post 2004, and all of these large canals that come off the Huangpu have these sort of flood control dams. The tidal range here is about 1 to 2 meters, maybe more, and of course the flood surges can be significantly more than that. Well, we continue with then and now. These two images from 1992 to 2004 are separated by 12 years, and of course 2004 till now, 2022, is 18 years. We cannot get to the exact same spot that these are taken from, because these are both taken from the Nanpu Daqiao, or the Nanpu Bridge, which you can see in the foreground. We, partly because we're foreigners, but partly because nobody's allowed up on the bridge nowadays, cannot get up onto the bridge to take these photographs. So I'll talk a little bit about the view that you can see from here and how they differ from the views in 92 and 2004, and then we'll try to get some aerial footage by flying under the bridge and then up a little bit to look down onto the specific views in these photographs. In both of these 92 and 2004 images, principally of the river, you can see lots and lots of river traffic moored at the dockside, largely on that side of the river. In 2004, there was a ferry terminal here, and that ferry terminal exists today. In fact, you can see, I hope, the blue ferry coming across the river now. The single building that is from 2004 that's easily recognizable today is the one with the sort of square windows that's lit by the sun in 2004, and close to that is the Ferry Building, basically. That building is it's nowhere you're going to find it in the sort of the farrago of buildings over there, but it is right there. In fact, that boat that is coming across the view is just under that building about now, and the boat that's moving upstream, or rather sorry, downstream, is under that building about now. So that building with its two square rectangular windows is visible easily in 2004. But of course the most significant changes since 2004 are the things you can see beyond the bridge, and those are in this case, the two of the tallest towers in Shanghai and in the world, the tallest one being the Shanghai Tower at 632 meters, and the one beside it to the right is the World Financial Center, or the one that we've been cheekily calling the cheese grater, or the bottle opener building, which is just shy of about 500 meters high. Most of the buildings in the middle ground then are also new, certainly of course since 1992, but even since 2004. And while we can see the Nanpu Daqiao, it was built in I think it's early 90s, and the name of the bridge is inscribed on one of the vertical, the H sort of pylon there. It's a double cable stayed bridge with a span of 460 odd meters. One of the longest in the world. Let's take the drone up and through the bridge and see what we can see from there. So as we move toward Nanpu Daqiao, the Nanpu Bridge, and you can see in the far distance the Shanghai Tower and the World Financial Tower. We'll try to swing around to get a better view. And we're basically looking at the same sort of dock view as we see in the historical photographs. One very easy change to see since 2004 is a sort of a sinuous course of the Riverside Park on the west side of the Huangpu. Well, here's a modern ferry. Let's go take a look before we fly back.